Welcome, everybody, to the lending report for May 16th, 2025. Thanks for joining me. Starting with mortgage applications, a purchase activity up 2%. Refinance is flat. Not very surprising given the week reporting was quite volatile for interest rates. So people knowing that rates were going up, so a little less activity. Now, continuing claims, those filing for unemployment for the first time, unchanged for the reporting week, continuing claims up 9,000. Most important this week was CPI and PPI. So I'll give you some slides here to look at. With CPI, the Consumer Price Index report, this is this is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. The core number up 0.2% month over month. So definitely some slowing. Year over year number was unchanged. Within this report, shelter always continues to be this. It makes up 44% of the core number. So everything that happens within the shelter component has a large impact on how CPI gets reported. And again, here within the numbers, owner equivalent rent was up 0.4%, which makes up 32% of that shelter number. And what's interesting about owner's equivalent rent, what I've mentioned before in the past, owner's equivalent rent is basically just what people feel they could rent their homes for fully furnished. It's a very subjective number. So I think a lot of people right now, even though we are showing that rents are going down, a lot of people are pretty proud of their homes and believe that they could rent it probably more for than what they would actually get. So with that proponent being a subjective number, it does have a large impact on the core number, unfortunately. Within the core number, we also saw what's going on with airline fares, used cars, motor vehicle insurance. Airfares actually down a little bit, activity down with airfares. Motor vehicle insurance, again, up 0.6%. No, I just got my policy renewed, and of course it did go up a little bit. Not dramatically, but not surprising, went up. So that is going on. That's what's happening with CPI. Then today we got producer price index. So this is wholesale inflation. Interesting here that the headline number month over month was down 0.5%, but inadvertently and in error, and MSNBC actually reported it was up 0.5% today. That did create kind of a sell-off, a buying frenzy there, and unfortunate for the market, to say the least, because that was such a huge miss there. So 0.5% down for the month, actually, and the March number was revised from a negative 0.4% to flat. So that's a very large change in those numbers. It's one thing when we're accustomed to seeing 0.1% and change month over month, really, with these numbers and year over year. So a 0.4 revision is really quite large. And then we have the if you look at the year over year number, it's at 2.4%. That is down from 3.4%. But again, the March number was revised, which made that number look better than expected. So interesting there. And then the core number actually coming in. This is really what most people pay attention to: the core number versus the headline. Month over month down 0.4%, and the estimate was supposed to be 0.3% up. So again, really large number missed there. But again, if you look at the revisions to March, which impacts that month over month number, it was revised from a negative 0.1% to a positive 0.4%. So that's a 0.5% swing. And again, 0.1% movement is a large number when we talk about these inflation numbers. So 0.5 is huge. Some of the things that have been noted, though, with the PPI number, some of this has been attributed to the fact that right now Walmart is absorbing quite a bit. They say they haven't increased any of their prices at this point, so they're absorbing the price increases that have resulted from the tariffs. They haven't decided or committed to whether they will change that. They may make some changes and increase prices in the upcoming months. I think they're just seeing how this tariff war kind of plays out at this point. But that's the reason that does help the consumer price index, the producer price index report, with Walmart picking up those costs and not passing it on to the consumer at this time. Also, this morning, we did get retail sales showing for the month. The headline number up 0.1% month over month. The core number was down 0.2%. So this does show retail sales slowing a little bit. And then the Fed, as did Jerome Powell, came out and spoke today, signaling at this point that there will be no change to the Fed fund rates anytime soon. They say they might reevaluate their 2% kind of benchmark, what their target has been, but they won't make any commitments to that until August or September of the year. They say that they're probably going to be a little more tolerant of a higher inflation at this point because their target has always been 2%. We still haven't gotten there per the numbers that we're seeing. And they do feel like there might be some more inflationary responses in the coming months with these tariffs. So now they're kind of backtracking a little bit, saying that they're reevaluating what they consider as their target number for inflation, that there are probably not going to be any rate cuts at this point, unfortunately. And then one thing to note as well, which could have an impact over the next couple of months, is McDonald's did come out and say that they were going to hire 375,000 people. What those positions will be for, not a known variable at this time, but could have an impact on the jobs numbers as well. The question will be, do people want to work at McDonald's? Will they have a choice? Will this be the younger core contingent of people applying there versus 30 plus at this point? We'll have to see. Will it be part-time versus full-time positions? But that could play into our job numbers over the next couple of months. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at the markets right now. You can see that we are actually, we were in the green today. We were doing well. We have slid back down into the red. Haven't seen any major price changes just yet, but we'll see how the day plays out. We did make up some ground yesterday because we did spend the week losing ground. So it was nice to have the activity that we had yesterday. Today is an unknown at this point. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to me. Happy to answer any of your questions. Do appreciate that you like and share my videos, or that you even take the time to watch them. I do appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the fantastic weather. I'll see you next week.